there are no secrets in recruiting anymore. You know, there was a day when coaches thought they could slip a committed athlete into their recruiting class under the radar, and now that's just impossible to do. A.J. Jacobson, I'm publisher of Duck Sports Authority, which is the Oregon site for Rivals.com. From a recruit standpoint, we're giving them exposure. They might go to a Nike camp, and if they catch my eye, I'll write about them, and I might even interview them after the camp, you know, if they did a really good job.
Well, I believe first and foremost that I'm going to rely on my own judgment above someone else's. So while a recruiting service may attract me to a particular young man or an athlete, I'm not ever going to rely on their opinion to sway me whether to recruit that person or not. I'm going to rely on my own judgment.
These college coaches from across the nation can read about that young man, which they might not have had too much exposure to him. So that's a big advantage to a recruit. From a fan's perspective, what we do is we give them a 365-day per year following of Duck Sports.
The positive, it allows an easy way for the general population to see what student athletes are doing before they get to college. The negative is that money goes directly into a private entity. That could be great money that could go into the university. It could be great money that could go to the student athlete or help the family, but that money goes into a corporation that doesn't come back to either the university or the student athlete.
Recruiting services are misunderstood in some ways, and what we do is we provide all the information we possibly can on those kids. We analyze them at camps, we photograph them, we interview their coaches, and we assimilate this data and present it to our subscribers.
What it came down to is that Rivals and scouts and whatnot, they look at you and they judge you from your freshman to about probably your junior year, and it stays on there. And so if a player gets worse his senior year from his junior year before, or just gets better, colleges really don't see that. So that aspect of Rivals is kind of just iffy for me, because I think the last year, seeing as that senior year you go right into college after that, your senior year should be your most important.
Being able to go to those websites, it's kind of nice. You can preview it, get you kind of excited, get you pumped up for the, for the incoming recruiting class, and gives you some insight that you otherwise really wouldn't be able to find out about or be able to see it. It kind of gives you a behind the scenes look at what's going on in high school before they actually make it to the D1 level and able to actually showcase their talents.
I just personally can't believe that people will actually spend their time and hard-earned money trying to figure out, what a bunch of 17-year-old kids are going to try to do as far as recruiting. That totally blows me away.
Every day I'd get on my email and it'd just be blankets of just random things, and then they would mail you all these prospecting things, from these booklets to these pamphlets to everything under the sun. And so I was just getting all these mailings and emails and just over and over.
We can contact a young man we can text them and call them and email them and Facebook them all year long if we want to. It's our own responsibility to decide what's too much, and we do take care of that and make sure we don't over contact kids on purpose, because we want to give them a chance to live their youth without us calling them.
No, it's a different world. It's an electronic world out there now. Information is available so much easier. Do recruiting services make our life a little easier? It's a double-edged sword. We have access to a lot more information, but on the same token, we probably spend a little too much time flying all over the country looking at kids that really just want to collect scholarship offers. It's like it's a competition now with some of these kids to see how many scholarship offers they can collect, rather than, we still want to find the right kid for our program, whether he has 5 stars or 1 star behind his name. That doesn't matter to us.
I think that the rating system is real subjective. It depends on someone's opinion and ability and skills. I know here at the University of Oregon, we've managed to have incredible football teams year after year after year without necessarily having a top-ranked 5-star recruiting or 4-star recruiting class.
All colleges are not doing what Oregon does. Oregon goes beyond the pale for how much they follow the rules. I know that there are some schools which I think play in the gray areas all the time. I don't think University of Oregon is willing to do that. I think that they realize with their high national profile that they need to follow the rules and not even mess in the gray areas, just stay in the black and white areas. And as long as the NCAA gives good, clear rules to go by, I know that Oregon follows them. I question whether some other schools necessarily follow them.
As much as you want to press regulations and have them be there, if a coach or a service wants to get past those rules somehow, if they want to get past them, they will. If they want to break those laws, the rules, or whatever they're going to do, they're going to break them. But I think that when it comes down to it, yeah, I think they should be stricter, but at the same time, like, who's going to enforce how strict these laws are going to be?
Well, I think they are heading towards changes and additional regulations for this industry. I think the NCAA is looking at things because of different type of recruiting services. The NCAA, I believe, is working right now trying to clarify exactly what people can do in these various roles.
Whether there's legislation to change the influence of recruiting services down the road, I don't really know. I don't know how it could be achieved. Personally, would I like to see recruiting services scaled down, or at least to their importance scaled down to the athletes? Yes, but I really don't know how that's going to be done in today's day and age.